break from the city. It's been so long since we've been gone.
Hey y'all, we are live here on Facebook on the Real Talk with Deb and Will page. Welcome back. I bet you wonder, who the hell are these people?
And why do they look so different?
And why does he look so old now?
And her too. She has gray hair.
I'm trying to move into my best Santa. Santa. Oh.
Somebody has aspirations to be Santa for Christmas.
I have expectations put on me to be Santa for Christmas.
I wonder by who?
Only the most important people in my life. All of them. You should be Santa. You should be Santa.
We've all said it. And so now he's going to...
I'm going to try. We'll see what happens. The first time in my life I've been able to grow any facial hair other than a mustache, so we'll see what happens. Again, welcome.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to Deb. Real Talk
with Deb and Will.
With Deb and Will. Yes, we have been...
Away. Not really. We've been in there.
We kind of ghosted everybody on Facebook.
We've been in there. We have been in there. We've been right there.
And I was got a memory the other day back from Facebook showing one of our shows that we did back in 2019, I believe. It was before the pandemic, of course. And I was like, gosh, those people are funny. Those people have good ideas.
I can't imagine who she was watching.
What happened to those people? Where did they go?
What happened?
Why don't we inspire people anymore? So I got a nudge in my spirit, and so much has changed with, of course, the pandemic and everything like that. And my husband hasn't, but I got out of my routine of getting up on Monday mornings and doing this. Something that I really love doing, but the routine was changed, and sometimes I have problems dealing with change.
Yeah, I do other podcasting, so I've been broadcasting all throughout. But for those of you who are watching on YouTube or who do regular Facebook lives or Facebook recordings, y'all know it is the consistency that is the hardest part.
Consistency.
I mean, once you get in front of the camera and get it turned on, it's not bad. But it's just getting all the stuff and just getting up out of bed and, or arranging your life to do that.
Arranging your schedule to be...
Our friends, Kevin and Janelle Batts, who are running a really large entity now, and they're doing it on their own. They do a lot of their recordings after the kids go to bed at like 2 and 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
Because that's when it has to be done.
But they're in their 30s.
That is true too.
We're in our 50s.
Which is different. I'm in my 60s. It's truth. It's truth. Look it up.
I'm in my 50s.
Oh, yeah.
And it's not so easy to stay up until 2 in the morning unless you're watching Hallmark or
The
Bridgerton.
Lord have mercy.
But it's not so easy to be alert as we are this morning. And I thought about a topic for this and everything, but I thought, why don't we just give an update on us and where we've been and what's going on and how we have rearranged our schedules and our lives and what's Deb and Will up to?
I'm working 6 days a week. Dumb, I know. Dumb, I know. Yes, I'm working 6 days a week. A couple of days at a local theme park, and it's cool. It's just,
he loves it.
I like it. I do.
Because he's a people
It's like everything else. Once you get, it's like your job. Once you get there, it's okay. It's just sometimes the mental exercises that you have to do to get there. Sometimes are like, oh, I gotta go do this. I should call in. should trade these points in. I should just trade these 5 points in for a nap today. But once you get there, it's cool. And then I still teach. You guys know that I teach saxophone, flute, and clarinet, and I'm still doing that, and that's going really well. People are coming back to the studio, which is nice, as opposed to doing this, trying to teach online, which is absolutely impossible. For those of you who have children who try to do that during the, during the thing, y'all know that doesn't work. Y'all know. Y'all already know. You don't like it. Your kids didn't like it. The teachers didn't like it. So why were you doing it?
I think
Nobody liked it.
There were a handful of kids,
literally 5,
that could handle
5
doing the online teaching and all that stuff like that. But I think it was hard because a lot of the kids, not only were they dealing with learning how to learn differently, but they were dealing with the seeing their parents a little stressed, seeing the world different.
That's part of it.
It was to be doing that along with trying to grow up and be a child.
All my students who have come back to the studio hated it. They just hated it. Teachers didn't teach. Teachers didn't know what they were doing. Because for some reason they couldn't figure this out. But anyway, that's a whole nother thing. They couldn't figure this out. Their schedules were different, and it was
their lives were turned up.
Well, things were different. So everybody hated it. Just generally speaking, we just go hated it. Online learning, hated it. For our in living color,
because we forget a living color reference. We forget
Hated
that there's still people that their kids go to school online on the regular, but they were not pushed into doing it. That was by choice.
Well, here in Florida, we have a thing called Florida Virtual School, and it isn't Zoom or Microsoft Teams. It's sort of old-fashioned. You get your assignments by email, and then you do them and send them back by email, as opposed to having to figure this whole audio thing out. The kids I had came back. None of the parents liked it. None of the kids liked it. And I've talked to teachers who just thought it was the worst thing ever. They said I would have just gone in. But it was something that everybody went through. So we're back. We are back from that here, of course, in the beautiful sunshine state of Florida. Now we're out here this morning because the sun right now is over there. Later on, it will be right here. It'll be right here on the patio, shining throughout the world. So we are here in Florida. So things were a little different, as you probably heard. We sent our kids back to school a lot earlier than a lot of people did, and found out that they were fine. So fortunately, we found out that everybody's fine. My schedule is pretty much the same as it has been. We're doing 2 other podcasts. We're doing the morning report, which I'll do after this, after I take all this stuff inside. We'll do the morning report and the speakeasy at night. So I'm good. I'm good.
I'm good too. I'm enjoying a new phase in my career and working from different places by choice. I can do either. I can work at home. I can work in office. Of course, if you have the choice and you don't have to get up and go, but I kind of like the change of going in sometimes. So it's good. I'm good.
Yeah.
And we've changed like he said, we've changed our set. We're out on our new patio that we worked on together doing.
I got to play with a pressure washer.
Yeah, we pressure wash. We put
Now,
some
put some
stuff down and
got some carpet that you can't see. The next thing is to pressure wash the house and paint the house. Maybe you'll get to see some of that, but probably not. Don't put it on your calendar. Can't wait to see that. Yeah, you can. Yeah, you can. But
But
that's
right now we're
good.
enjoying our outdoor life.
Because in about 6 minutes, that sun's going to come out. Scare us all back
And
in
it's
there.
beautiful Florida.
It is beautiful Florida. Yeah, y'all come here, but you can't stay. Y'all can't stay. No,
Not enough room
no,
anymore.
we're all full up. Thank you very much. And that's something that for me, because I'm out in the car every day. Traffic is redonkulous. So many people have moved here in the last year. It is amazing. It is absolutely outrageous. And they all brought their cars. Some of them 2 or 3 cars, it seemed like.
Probably.
It is so easy to see an out-of-state tag here. All you have to do is open your eyes, and it's so easy to see an out-of-state tag here. Because there's so many people who have moved from other places. And not just New York and California, but, I wonder what that was. Don't know. New York.
Dryer.
Yeah, New York, California, Tennessee, Ohio, Wisconsin, of course, again, New York, California, them too, but a lot of the states that aren't Florida, people are here. So that's one of the things that if you go out every day, you have to adjust for, because
Traffic
is crazy.
That's another thing about working from home. You don't have to deal with traffic.
That's very true. It's pretty crowded on the hallway sometimes.
Yeah, it's a big joke for me when I'm getting dressed in the morning, and because I still like to be in a routine of looking like I'm going somewhere. And I get dressed and I'm running late. The traffic's not bad.
Yeah. By the laundry room, it always backs up right there by the laundry room. Yeah, so you have to get there at a certain time.
Gotta get there at a certain time.
So you
Don't want to have to speed past the laundry room.
Catch that light cycle just right. And what we're hoping is that now that I wasn't a fan, and I'm still not a fan of the term new normal, because of all what that entails. I'm just hoping that people are getting back to something they're comfortable with. Are you doing the things that you want to do to enrich your life in the way that you want to enrich your life? I think that's probably more important. Do we learn some things? Yeah.
We learn some things.
Do we make some adjustments? Yeah, probably. And some of them are good adjustments for sure. But are you? Is yourself, is your guts, is your feelings, your spirit back to where it needs to be to move forward?
So, do you think that people are still somewhat in fear? Are there still people that are afraid to go places and be around people and be in crowds and different things like that?
I think so. I think there are still, we talked about this before. Once you have that level of panic out there, it's hard for everybody to reel that back. Once you're in that deep water of fear and trepidation, it's hard to just reel that thing back and go, oh, everything's fine now. Because some people are prone to are prone to panic, and others of us are not, obviously. But a good number of people are. So yes, there are still people, I think. And when you're driving down the street, you can see people. You see people all by themselves. Nobody within 150 yards of them, and they're all masked up. I haven't seen anybody in gloves in a while, thank goodness. But yeah,
that's true. But and it's good to have that choice. To have your choice of wearing a mask,
I'm not judging you. If you're home and you're like, I ain't going out there because that Rona is still kicking. I ain't judging you. But I'm saying that, there are people who are still struggling with that, I think.
Mm-hmm. And we need to pray for our nation.
And I think they might for a while.
Still, consistently.
I think they might for a while, because there's still... it isn't the daily death count you see on TV every day anymore. But I think people are still worried. People are still fearful. Not everybody. Some people. Almost nobody. Because the work I do not far from here, we were
a theme park
on Friday and Saturday.
People are active and out there at the theme parks, at the beaches, and
face to face, booty to booty,
stuff that
booty to face.
Florida is about. People are into it.
The beaches were crowded. The theme parks were crowded. It was, again, face to face, face to booty, booty to everybody. Just, and where are you from? I mean, it was insane. It was insane. But, and as summer rolls around, it seems like that's going to be more and more. So I think a lot of people are transitioning out from where they were to where they were before. So that's good news. That's good news, and it's good news to see them, because a lot of those people are more comfortable. They're happy. People are smiling again. People are talking to each other again. So that's kind of nice. That's really nice to see.
Yeah, I think the thing that I missed the most when we were out in public was seeing people smile, because you could smile at somebody and they didn't even know you were smiling. You know, I guess you could smile with your eyes, but
no, you can't. You only smile with your face.
You can smile with your face because, you know, some of us wear 4 eyes and you can't see through them sometimes. So I really miss that factor of seeing somebody and smiling and you know.
Yeah, I mean, so we're starting to see that a lot. I mean, that is, I mean, and again, because we're in Florida, because, you know, Florida, we are doing that a lot. People are doing that a lot more, and people are out and about, and it's good. And people's schedules and lives are getting back to that where it was manageable, or where it was as crazy as it was before. Because you guys have kids who go to ballet, and then right after ballet you have to take them to gymnastics, and then the next day you have to take them to piano lessons, and your schedule is nutbags, and you love it. You absolutely love it, and your kids feel better about it, and everybody in the house is more comfortable. And yeah, we got through. Praise the Lord, we got through. And I think that we have a little ways to go, and we have to bring some people along with us. But I think we're good. I think we're good.
We went through. Our church had they call it straight talk. It was somewhat of a retreat, but not really. We got to hang out
in somebody else's house for a couple of days.
Yes. We got to hang out. It
wasn't a sleepover or anything, but it was, you know.
And with couples, and it turned out to be a couple event, a marriage event.
That was cool.
And it was very nice. I mean, like I shared with some people, you know, we were doing this. We're back to doing this now, I guess. And we coach and talk to people about, you know, marriage and relationships and everything like that. But it was a good feeling to sit down and receive, because you don't know. You see people in their marriages and in relationships and everything like that, and you just don't know what people are battling.
Yeah, and if there's anything encouraging, is that whatever you're going through, somebody else is either going through now or has already gone through. So, you know, a lot of times we always feel like we're the only ones going through this. This has never happened before. What are we going to do? This seems crazy. Nobody will understand.
Why is this happening to me?
All those
why does our marriage have to go through this?
Why am I feeling like this?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody felt like
you're
this
not
before.
Alone.
Not hardly.
And I encourage you to talk to somebody, share it. I mean, if you have a pastor and you know you belong to a church, or you have somebody in your life that is a mentor or something like that, talk to people, because shutting up and shutting down is not good for your spirit, for your mental, not good for your marriage. I mean, if your marriage is
find that person at work who's been married 40 years. Ask them questions.
How did you do
They'll tell you. They'll tell you. All of us who've been married 30 plus years can't wait to tell you. You ask, you're going to find out.
Very open to sharing.
At this point, they're like, yeah, I know. I remember. just get a Coke, have a seat, and receive, because those people can't wait. If they've been in it for 30 or 40 plus years, if they, you know, they probably got some hints and tricks and tips for you.
Stories.
Because what you gain One of the and I've been telling everybody this recently. One of the cool things about getting older is that every day you have stories. Somebody mentioned something. You ever know the old guys always have a story? Mm-hmm. I know that feeling now. No matter what people mention, I have a story. Wait, and you sit around a bunch of old guys like me or older guys like me, they'll tell you everybody has a story they want to share. But the stories are really, really important because they add richness and context and detail, and
you
they
learn
provide stuff that you can move on with.
Yes. You learn, it increases your relationship with that person also, because by learning their past and things that they've gone through, you can kind of understand why they are the person that they are. That's the neat thing about sharing and talking to people and your friends and different things like that, is that then you get an understanding as to why they struggle, why they do this, and why are they standoffish. Some people, they give you a little bit and they'll talk and then they'll cut it off, or they'll make a funny joke about it.
Women do that. Dudes don't do that.
Well, women do that.
Women do that. Y'all do that. We don't do that.
And then you can learn something about people.
If you ask, most guys my age, if you ask, they'll tell you. They'll just tell you. And that's, and that's really good. And if you are a younger person and you can inject yourselves into those circles, the wisdom that you pick up, you can't pay for. And that's the thing. Some of this wisdom you can't pay for. You can't get anywhere else. You can't get from books. You can't get from degrees. And, in school, you can't. You can only get from people who have gone through it. You can't get it anywhere else.
And I think that's one of the sad parts about the way the world is now with our younger people, is that they fail to sit and talk with the older people in their home and stuff. They think because they have degrees and they've done this and they've done all this stuff and
things are different now.
Yes, they think they don't need that.
People aren't different.
People are not different.
Human beings are exactly the same. Our surroundings are different. Some of the tools that we use are different. But folks in general are the same as they've always been.
That's something my mom used to say, was that the more things change,
the more they stay
the same.
Because people stay the same. They do. People will behave the same if given, to their own devices. Most people will behave the same. People are selfish, panicky.
I think the only reason why it looks different is because of the internet.
We see more.
We see it,
and we see it, and it's coming at us like the drown
24/7,
like the drown zone at SeaWorld. If you all ever done that, I mean, it just keeps coming at you, and even when you want to take a breath, it just keeps coming at you. But it's the same. It's the same. Again, inject yourselves into a community of people who may have more wisdom than you. Not necessarily college degrees, but experience. Because anybody who's smart will tell you that experience is the best and the most expensive teacher. And if you can get that knowledge without having to pay for it, without having to go through the same struggles, it's the way you want to do it. It really is the way you want to do it. The Straight Talk was great because we got to sit around some folks and we got to share, and like Debbie said, we got to receive what other people have gone through and were going through at the time, and how they thought, and more importantly, how they thought about it, because that's the deal. You'd be going through something, and what your perspective on it is, and what you think you should be doing, that's every bit as important. Everybody can see the very same thing, but somebody may see it from here, somebody else may see it from here, and someone else may see it from here. So you may not have, especially when you're in a situation, you may not have a full understanding of what's actually happening. So it's nice to have somebody else's perspective on it, so you may see exactly what's happening. And this happens especially happens in marriage, in any relationship. If you can get another perspective
of how that person is seeing it, because you're in the situation sometimes, and your view, like he said, is screwed a little bit. What is the word I'm looking for? Obscure or
obscured.
Obscured. Your view is totally different because you're in the situation.
You're in the bubble,
and
you can't see how big the bubble.
What's behind you.
How big the bubble is. You can't see if there's an opening in the bubble because you're just because you feel like you're up against it. And someone may say, "Hey, the opening's right here." Oh, I didn't see that. Well, no, because you couldn't from your angle, from your viewpoint. You couldn't see it. So it's always good to try to find some folks who can help you see something else in the same situation. And I think and then your job then is to share that with other people too. And that helps people through numerous situations. Again, if you can get into that habit, all your relationships will go better. Your personal relationships, your marriage relationships, your business relationships, all your relationships will go better because as I'm learning in this convergence that I'm experiencing, everything is the same. Everything is the same. So, if you can do one thing in relationships well, you can probably transfer that to other relationships in your life. So, yeah. And that was cool to learn.
Because people always say you have to work on your marriage in order for it to be successful. Well, you have to work on your friendships.
You have to work on every relationship you have
in order for them to be successful. You have to work on your church relationship.
Everything.
Your working relationship. You have to work on it, and that's one thing that during the last 2 years is that I miss my coworkers. I miss my friendships at work. We still communicate back and forth and everything, but some of them I haven't seen in 2 years. That's sad.
It's terrible. It's terrible. I hate that. Yeah. Yeah, and again,
I miss you guys.
every relationship is the same. It has to be worked on. I learned a long time ago in a Anthony Robbins thing that I went to at work when we went to Arizona. The phrase is either you're flying or you die. Either relationships are getting better or they're getting worse. So you need to do this. It was the concept of that he called kanai, constant and never-ending improvement. Like you're working on it all the time. You're working on it all the time because you want it to get better all the time. You want to get a little bit better every day, a little bit better, a little bit better, a little bit better every day. Now you're going to have days where that doesn't happen, but that doesn't mean that you don't continue to work on it. Everybody has days where you bump your head, stub your toe, or whatever, but you just keep going. You just keep working on it, and that's in everything in your life, and that pretty much makes a life. Your relationship with other people makes a life.
Yes.
So
that's one thing that scares me when people say, "Well, I don't need that. I don't need you. I don't need."
I don't need anybody.
Yeah, I don't need anybody to make it.
I'm a self-made person. Bah! No, you're not.
No.
No, you're not.
Somebody helped you along the way.
We are all connected, and the more the more connected we are, the better off that we're going to be, and especially we can use those connections in a positive sense. And that's what we hope to do here. We hope to encourage people or encourage folks in a positive sense.
Okay, so I probably have one more Monday that I can do this, maybe not, but we're not going to go away.
I'm not going to promise that we'll be back at the very same time next week.
No.
But I will promise we'll get back.
But we are going to be doing this
more often. Cool? Everybody happy with that? That's all I can offer. Yeah, because I had to get up first and drag all my stuff outside. It's kind of my idea, though.
But it's not 20 degrees.
And it's not 200 degrees.
It's a beautiful Florida morning.
It is nice. It is nice. It really is. So, again, folks, if you've got questions, just put it in the comments here about what we're doing, whether you're on Facebook or whether you see this on YouTube later. This is going live. This is live on the We'll Talk with Deb and Will page. It'll be shared to both of our pages as soon as and you might have already done it. I don't know. So you'll be able to make comments there that we'll both see. And if you are friends with us on Facebook, and you send us an IM or whatever, if you've got questions, if you've got things that you'd like us to talk about, do that.
And check me out on TikTok. We're going to start doing more cute things on TikTok.
No.
Yes,
We're not doing that. I'm not doing a dance challenge.
not
Stop.
dance challenges.
I'm not doing dance challenges or food
but
challenges.
we do our walk with Deb and Will on there.
On TikTok, you do, but
Walk with Deb and Will on TikTok.
Something else that's come out
We're
of
not going to do dancing.
something that's come out of the pandemic. I'm like, oh really? Wow. Anyway.
But those are our short dates. Micro dating?
Micro dating.
Okay. We got to get going here, folks.
Anyway, y'all have a great rest of the week. It's gonna be a great week for you. I can already tell because you started it like this. It's gonna be a great week for you. And if you need anything that we can talk about, you know what to do. And
happy belated Resurrection Day. Yesterday was a beautiful Easter Sunday.
It was beautiful.
We celebrated the risen King.
And if that doesn't encourage you, I don't know if you can be encouraged. If the resurrection of Christ doesn't encourage you, I don't know what can. Again, if you need anything, just write down in the comments. Let me hear what you think about being out here. Let me hear what you think about what it sounds like, all of that technical stuff, and anything that you want to talk about. We got a guy here, make room for somebody else.
Talk about our gray hair.
I have beautiful gray hair, but now it's all on my face.
Yes, I stopped coloring
And
my hair, ladies.
And this is about as long as it gets
it.
on my head, which is really weird. It doesn't grow much more than this on my head, but now it grows on my face. Weird.
I have all this natural spring to my hair now.
I don't have any springs. Well, a little bit.
And it's silver.
It's whatever. Anyway, we got a
You're
guy
more
here.
white than gray.
Yeah, I think so too. It's white. It's weird. It's going on my face. Anyway, we had a guy here making for somebody else. So until we see you again, go out there and learn something, love somebody, and for goodness sake, take care of yourself. Remember this, never forget. We love you.
Love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. We love you.
Peace.
Peace.
Now I gotta find the button again. Use this button. I hate this button. I'll use this button now.